Your arms have gotten so much bigger, bro. It's freaking insane. Are you bulking or cutting right now?
Cutting.
You're natural or enhanced right now?
Some Turk.
Some Turk.
What about Will Tennyson? Like, have you seen his physique? Do you think he's natty? Like, just recent? Have you seen? Do you want to see
the one with the back shot?
Yeah, the back. He's shredded there. Do you think this guy's natural? Like, it's very debatable. People are like, I don't believe it anymore.
Is he like?
Will Tennyson is one of the biggest names in the fitness industry right now. He has been claiming natty for his whole career, and just recently he has been looking absolutely insane. But the question is Will Tennyson natty or not? In today's video, I'm going to be dissecting his transformation, and I'm going to be giving my opinion on whether or not I believe Will is natty or not. Let's get it. So before we do anything, let's go ahead and look at his high school transformation video. October 3rd, 2012, you can see Will is morbidly obese, 35% plus body fat, but you can tell he has potential. You can tell he has decent sized arms and a decent chest. Looking at March 9th, 2013, you can tell that he has lost a lot of weight, and you can tell he has lost a lot of size in general. Looking at June 26, 2013, you could tell that he started bulking up, he started training more and becoming more consistent, and he looks better than about 90% of the population. In videos like this, we have to look at his genetics. Are his genetics good or are they not good? And most of the time, we can't see these people's parents. But if we go ahead and take a look at Will's parents, you can obviously tell Will has elite genetics. If we go ahead and look at this picture of Will and his mother in 2021, you can go ahead and see that Will's mom is no joke. She is absolutely jacked. You can already see she is insanely lean. She has bicep veins. You can see her triceps, and you can see that she has great shoulder genetics. If Will's mom is looking this good at her age, there's no telling what Will's potential could look like. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Will's dad. Oh, well, I guess we can't really look too much at Will's dad since he got arrested for selling Turk, 50 keys of Turk across the border. Well, anyways, my point still stands. Will clearly has amazing genetics. Now, let's look further down into his YouTube channel.
Me at 173 pounds. Like, where is my neck? I could use an Apple Watch as a choker. Channing Tatum, you're welcome over anytime to show me a few things. Anytime. I was absolutely shredded. I had veins, I had abs, I had striations, I had obliques, I had shape. My God, what has happened to me? When I had sweets, my stomach would get a pump. Even Coach Greg said, your back is ready for a show. And hopefully he meant bodybuilding. Here I am now, 20 pounds heavier, nowhere near as lean, but definitely stronger.
Y'all might not want to hear this, but this is very naturally achievable. It's also important to keep in mind that Will is a very tall guy, and he only weighs 170 pounds here. And then if we take a look at a picture of him in 2020, he looks pretty much the same. Again, I'm not hating on him. He looks better than 99% of people here, but he looks the same. Here's Will 2 years later. He looks amazing. But this looks in the realm of possibility for Will. You have to keep in mind, in the first picture, it was him in his bathroom with no lighting, or I guess I should say subpar lighting and no pump. When you have this picture, you have optimal lighting, an amazing pump, and he's a lot leaner in this picture than before. And then if you look at him in 2024, he does look considerably bigger, but you can tell he's gained some body fat. Again, I don't see anything out of the ordinary on here. Now, if I was looking at the other 99% of the population, I would think they're running gear. But I think for Will, this is achievable in his wheelhouse. He hasn't gained all that much size, considering the fact, like the point I'm trying to make is he's been very consistent in his progress. There's no out of the ordinary stretches in his physique timeline. Now for me, I think where it gets sketchy is 2025. I mean, I don't even have to dissect this man's physique, pause, but it speaks for itself. He is bone dry lean. You can tell he lost a lot of fat, but he maintained a lot of muscle. But he lost a lot of size, and that is something that I think is, for me, I think that's what makes him natural. He lost a lot of size, but he kept the muscle. You know, a lot of fake natties, what they'll do is they will look like the left, but they will lean down to single digit body fat. So they'll keep that overall size, but they'll also have the leanness. You can tell in the picture on the left, Will still has some fat. But I think it's also important to note that Will isn't staying this shredded year round. According to Greg, during his bulk, he was roughly 205. And then on the picture on the right, he's sitting in the 170 range at 6 feet tall.
He's 6 feet tall, Will Tennyson, and he's 100% natural. And you know, he has never taken like peptides or
The
none
thing-
of this
the
stuff.
thing with
no
the-
tests. Give you some background. He was 205. He's 6 foot. He's pretty tall. Like he's taller than you'd expect. He's 6 feet tall, and he's now 179. And so he at 205, everyone's like, yeah, you're natural, you're natural. Now he's ripped, like he's peeled.
At
And so
170,
people are like-
176 at 6 foot,
Yeah,
I'd say he's natural.
I think he's natural. People don't believe
No,
it.
I think he's natural.
And I would have to agree with him. If Will was keeping this size year round at, say, 200 pounds, I would slam the book down and go, Will, you're on gear, you're a Gymshark athlete, you're on the kitchen sink. But he lost a lot of size in order to achieve this level of leanness, and he's not keeping this level of dryness and, you know, physique year round. But I think Greg's friend doing this video with him also brings up a pretty great point.
Pictures, they always look much better than they do in real life.
Now Will.
And I think he brings up a great point. That's no disrespect to Will or anything. But, you know, if Will were to put a hoodie on at, say, 170-ish pounds, I would dare to say he would just look like a normal person, if that makes sense. So look, at first glance at Will, I would just slam the book down and I would go, not Natty, he's on gear. But when you consider all the facts like his genetics, his actual height, size, and weight, I think it's a lot more realistic to say that Will is 100% natural. It's also important to keep in mind he's been training for 10 years. He would have every motive in the world to hop on some sauce because this is his career after all. But he hasn't made any insane leaps in his progress. Now, if Will were to be hitting PRs and had stayed at this body fat percentage, let's say year round, then look, that's when I definitely become a lot more suspicious. But my thoughts are that Will is simply about to enter a bodybuilding competition. I haven't heard any announcements from him yet. I've heard a little bit of teasers, but maybe I'm out of the loop right now. But I think that he's going to enter a bodybuilding competition relatively soon, but he's trying to keep everyone in the dark and make a mega announcement about it soon. But of course, I could be completely wrong and Will could be on the kitchen sink for all I know. With all that being said, I think that'll pretty much wrap it up for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.